Let's journey back nearly 280 million years, to the early Permian, a turning point in evolution. Here, strange amphibians were making history, venturing beyond water and testing life on dry land. They weren't just oversized salamanders, they were muscular, reptile-like pathfinders. And four of them, Seymouria, Diadectes, Limnoscelis, and Eryops, helped rewrite the story of life on Earth. 1. Seymouria, the amphibian that walked like a reptile. Seymouria was about 60 centimeters long and lived in what is now North America and Europe. Although it was still an amphibian that laid eggs in water, its body was built for land, with strong legs and a lizard-like posture. But unlike modern reptiles, Seymouria didn't hold its head high or raise its body far off the ground. Its thick neck and head formed a straight line with its torso, limiting mobility. Its limbs lifted the body only slightly above the ground, showing how early tetrapods were just beginning to adapt to terrestrial movement. Also, it's likely that Seymouria lived in small groups near water bodies, just like many modern amphibians, making it easier to find mates and survive harsh conditions. Evolutionary importance. Seymouria represents a transitional form, blurring the line between amphibians and early reptiles. It shows how early tetrapods were adapting to terrestrial life, even before they evolved the amniotic egg. 2. Diadectes, the herbivorous pioneer, one of the earliest known plant-eating tetrapods, a rare trait back then. Lived during the late Carboniferous to early Permian, it had a robust skeleton, thick limbs, and complex teeth for grinding plants. Though its posture and gait were still amphibian-like, it had started to develop more defined neck and limb control. Its body was stout, with a thick, strong tail, and it likely moved in short bursts, still staying close to moist areas for hydration. Evolutionary importance. Though not a true reptile, Diadectes is among the closest relatives of amniotes. It marks a critical stage in the transition from amphibians to the first land-dominating reptiles. 3. Limnoscelis, a step closer to the amniotes, a lesser-known but important early Permian tetrapod from North America, long-bodied, reptile-like in appearance, with a sprawling posture, possibly lived in drier regions, adapting to environments with less dependence on water. Its body shape was more elongated, with a narrower head and stiff, straight tail, better suited for walking across open land. Yet, its low body posture and modest neck movement still link it to its amphibian heritage. Evolutionary importance. Like Diadectes, it sits just outside the amniote group, showing how skeletal and lifestyle changes were converging towards full terrestrial living. 4. Eryops, the amphibian powerhouse. A giant among early amphibians, reaching up to 2 meters in length, it had a massive skull, strong jaws, and limbs capable of supporting its weight on land. Likely spent time both in water and on land, hunting smaller prey. Eryops had a wide, flat body with a heavy tail, and like other amphibians, its head and torso formed a single, unified line. Its posture was low and sprawled, and it likely moved slowly when on land, but its sheer size made it a dominant predator of its time. Evolutionary importance. Though more primitive than Seymouria, Eryops showcases the adaptive strength of early amphibians in a transitional world, surviving and thriving in 2 different ecosystems. These 4 creatures, Seymouria, Diadectes, Limnoscelis, and Eryops, represent nature's experiments in evolution, bridging the ancient watery world of amphibians and the dry, open terrain that reptiles would later conquer. They were not yet reptiles, but they were no longer simple amphibians either. They were the trailblazers, paving the evolutionary road for amniotes, reptiles, and eventually mammals like us.